Hello YouTube, this is Lisa. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. I'm doing great. I just had a couple things that I kind of wanted to talk to y'all today. I had finished designing my garden. I go to the old Farmers Garden Planner Almanac to basically design my garden, and it uses the square foot method. And when you design out your garden, I have this is the design for my patio garden. That's that wooden bed. Those are all those grow bags that I have. This is that metal bed that I have, and those are those 3-section grow bag containers like that I have sitting on those tables. And so that's basically how I have my patio garden planned out, and you can see the different plants that I plan on putting in on there. As you can see, the collard greens, and I mean, you can see everything on that. And then this one is my big garden. This is my shed. That's that bed next to the shed. Those are those 4 beds. That's the melon patch back there. And then those are those big pots and the containers. And then coming on around, more containers. And then right here, I think is where my garlic is right now. And this is that bed that my sister have all her flowers. She usually have those planted there, and where the soil has washed away from over there across and over this way. So that's how I kind of have it all planned out. I don't know if you can see, I think I have beans and peas and tomatoes and my brassicas and all that. That's how I want to grow it. And so when you put it in on this side of the program, then it figures for me based on how many plants I put on this. Then it tells me how many I need to plant. Like I got basil here, and let me see, it says I need to plant 8 basil plants. And then it also tells me when I need to start the plants, the seeds and everything. And I have the green beans, and it says I need to do 162 beans there. So that's kind of how I use this as a guide. It's fun to use. It helped me a lot. It is a wonderful guide. I'm telling you, it's a wonderful guide. It helps you when it helps me when I go to plant my garden out. But I just kind of want to show y'all that. And it's at the Old Farmers Almanac website, and you go into the garden planner, and it's actually a subscription, so you'd have to subscribe. And I think you might be able to just do one free, like a trial, and then, but you know, it's a wonderful way if you are new to gardening and don't really know how to just kind of plan out your garden and get everything, you know, laid out the way you want to. It kind of helps. It helped with that. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is winter sowing. The other day I planted I started my winter sowing for my spring garden. The reason why I do winter sowing is because I can't direct sow seeds in my garden yet. Even though we had that cold snap there before Christmas, I think the whole nation did. But that was, December is not my coldest month here in North Alabama. So winter sowing, even though you plant it in the jugs and the bottles and everything and set them outside, and they will germinate, even though if you get rain, sleet, or snow, those jugs sit outside, those seeds will germinate and they will grow out there. And but I can't direct sow my seeds into my garden beds. The bottles or the jugs, they act as a greenhouse for the plants. So they hold the moisture and everything. So I plant all my brassicas that way for my spring garden. I just all through the year save all the bottles, save all the jugs, and we just plant our flowers and plants that way, because my sister, she'll plant flowers by winter sowing. And like I said, I only do brassicas that way. Now I can't, here in North Alabama 7B, I can't do my tomatoes that way. I can't do my peppers that way. I can't do squash and watermelon or cucumbers or any of that. I cannot do that here. Not right now. And the reason is because my coldest months are still yet to come. Here in North Alabama, like January and February, we could still potentially get snow and freezes and ice and all that. So we might not get 15 below zero, but we will still probably, more than likely, get some very cold nights here and cold days probably. And so I can't direct sow brassica seeds or any of that. I can't go out into my beds and sow seeds there. I can do the winter sowing. Now, like I said, the brassica seeds are the ones that I only can do right now here. Now, I will do, when it comes time, and I think at the end of this month, end of January, will be time for me to plant my tomatoes and my peppers. I will start those seeds inside the house on my grow shelf and on heat mats. Now, this was another thing that I wanted to share with you all today. If you're new to gardening and if you've had trouble getting your brassica seeds to germinate and you started them in the house on the heat mats, I'm going to tell you what I learned and my experience. And if you want to try it, you can try it. If you don't, then you can continue to do what you've been doing. I learned in 2021, I'm going to just tell you my experience. In 2021, well, I started gardening mid-year of 2020. And I direct sowed brassica seeds outside in pots and stuff. I had one bed, had a bunch of pots. And I started those seeds outside. They came up and I had greens that year. In the fall, I did the same thing. Started them outside. I started them in the trays, in the sales, and they came up fine. Then I still had seeds left over. 2021, my sister was here. We had a grow shelf, we had a grow table, we had heat mats, still had our seeds, and we were planting them, putting them on the shelf, the brassicas, putting them on the shelf, on the heat mats, and they would not come up. So I thought to myself, our seeds are bad. Why won't these seeds germinate? And then when they did come up, they were leggy and they didn't look healthy. They just looked bad. And I can't even remember if we even had anything to survive. I don't think I had any greens. I think I ended up buying collard greens and broccoli, and those worked out fine. We grew those and we got harvests off of them. But our own that we planted, no, none, nothing. And so during the year of 2021, I watching YouTube videos, and I heard someone say that brassica seeds do not need warm soil to germinate. They don't need warm soil to grow in. Once the plant is matured and is growing outside, it can stand down to maybe 27, 25 degrees, the plant. So if it can grow in cold, it don't need warm soil to germinate in. That's why you can winter sow them. Now, it's not a good idea to direct sow them, but you can winter sow your brassica seeds outside in the bottles and the jugs. But you can't. I can't. I don't want you to think that I'm saying nobody can, because some people have done it and they've been successful. But these are this right here. This statement is for the ones that has had trouble growing or getting their brassica seeds to germinate in the house on the heat mats. And I'm telling you that it is not going to work out good. It just don't, because the brassicas don't need a warm soil to germinate in. It don't. But if you've had good luck with it, you continue to do what you've been doing. Didn't work for me. And so if you had been doing that and just wondering if it's something that you're doing, it ain't nothing wrong with you. It ain't nothing wrong with your seeds. You just don't need to put them on a heat mat. Your brassica seeds. Brassicas. Your greens, your cabbage, your kohlrabi, your lettuce, for sure. And cauliflower, all those, broccoli, all that. Brassicas. They don't need warm soil like a heat mat. And I don't know how hot that gets, but they don't need that. They don't need it. And if you grow them in your house, on your grow shelves or whatever, you don't have to sit them on the heat mat. Because last late summer, when I was starting my fall garden, I planted mine in the house because it was too hot outside in August and September still. It was still getting over 100 degrees, and I knew that they would not survive outside in those conditions. So I started all my seeds inside on my grow shelf, but I did not have them on the heat mat, and they grew fine, and they did well for me outside. But that's just for the ones that had trouble starting their brassica seeds. That's just what I'm saying. Brassica seeds do not need a warm soil or heat mat to germinate. If you start them in the house, just like I said, you don't have to put them on the heat mat. You can just sit them on the shelf and they'll germinate. But if you put them on the heat mat, now you probably gonna have some bad looking seedlings. I'm telling you, and then they gonna look bad, and they may not do a thing for you. And I wasted I don't know how many seeds, and I started seeds over and over. I think I started seeds 2 times of brassica seeds back in 2021, trying to get me some collard greens and cabbage and stuff. And I thought, oh my goodness, my seeds are bad. I just bought them last year and they are bad. They weren't bad because I'm still using them now. I'm using them now in 2023 and they're fine. It's just they don't need to sit on the heat mat. So, for all of you, like I said, who's been doing it all this time and has had great success, you continue on your journey that way. But the ones of you who have been doing that and putting those seeds on a heat mat and have not been having a good success, just don't put them on the heat mat and see how that works. And I guarantee you that you will probably have a great success in getting your seeds, your brassica seeds, to germinate. But as far as my tomatoes and my peppers and my squash and my watermelon and my cucumber, everything else that I'm going to plant for the summer and for the spring and summer, I will start those seeds inside my house on the heat mat because they need heat to grow, and so they need heat to germinate. So that's just what I wanted to talk to you today. That's the reason why I do the winter sowing, and I only do brassica seeds because I can plant them outside, but everything else I'm going to plant them inside on my heat mats because they need warm soil. Brassica seeds don't. So you all have a great day. You all stay safe, you stay well, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.